Hello guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, again with our two views, so you can see everything that's going on because this thing is so massive. As you can see from the title, I just want to get the Iowa thing going, I want to get the ball rolling. I'm not going to mention any names or refer to anyone, but a gentleman in America is communicating with me via email and giving me an immense amount of help on getting this hull sorted. As you know, if you follow my channel, you know that recently I did a review of this book here, Battleship Iowa from Anatomy of the Ship, and straight away I had some comments telling me that people thought the hull profiles in this ship, in this book, are not correct accuracy wise. So obviously I have no other reference to go by, so I just have to say to people, is that right? So what should I do then? So then the replies come back, go to floating dry dock. And floating dry docks, people say there's some errors with the floating dry dock. So I don't really know what to believe, to be honest. It's a bit of an awkward one, but I love this book. What you need to do if you're building a model ship and you want to sort of use some reference and build that model ship to that reference, stick with it, okay? Even if the references in here are slightly inaccurate, there's no one that's going to tell you that, you know, the shape of your bow is 3 millimeters too narrow or too fat or whatever. Just get a reference, stick to it, and go for it. I've also got the Scharnhorst one, and I will probably use that as my sole reference, purely because things get so confusing and you sort of start causing arguments in the background almost. So but this gentleman is helping me incredibly, and he has what is said to be very, very accurate hull lines. So I'm sort of doing this video. I'm going to give him a link to this video and he's going to watch, because he has actually asked me for some measurements and some photos, views of this hull, so we can do that via the medium of video here right now. The other thing is I can also use this video for screenshots when this hull is done, because everybody with Titanic, everybody's asking me to do a side-by-side comparison of the kit hull next to my modified hull, and I can't do that. Well, obviously if I had the video from the first place that I'm about to do for you now, then I would have that. So with this one I will have that. So there's our book. We've got a lot of history in here, we've got a load of photographs. If you haven't seen the review, go back and have a look. I mean, it is a beautiful book. You see I've gone straight to the hull lines there, but there are drawings, there are CAD images, but you have to remember, guys, you have to remember these are all CAD images, okay? This is a person's representation of what reference they have. So if I now went and made a book using this book as my reference, and say in here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slats in that funnel, and in reality there were actually 6 slats in that funnel, then my reference will be incorrect. The same as, I think it's Stefan Dramitsky, same as Stefan's reference would be incorrect, because the information he got told him there are 5 slats in that funnel. So this is the thing with secondary information. So you have to rely on, if you're after absolute accuracy, photographs. Okay, so if someone tells you that on this particular day in 1947 that radar wasn't being used, you can say, hang on, there's the photograph that proves it. You can't do that from a CAD drawing because it's an artist's impression. So like I say, make your mind up what you're going to use what you're going to use, and go with it, or just build the model out of the box. I wouldn't advise that. So that's the book we've got there. I've also got another Iowa book I'll show you in another video. So what we've got here is the hull and the bow parts. Now I have cleaned these up, but as you can see, unlike all the other 200 scale ships, the bow comes as a separate part. The Bismarck, the actual lower part of the bow, comes in the as a separate pair of parts, and I think that's done for moulding reasons. I don't know why this is done other than maybe packaging purposes, but the other thing is when you start to get into these very, very thin sections like this, it's very, you can't get your tooling out, because obviously you've got a negative line in there. So you know, obviously if you can imagine, if that was made as the complete hull, your area in here would be fatter than the area to pull it out, so it's impossible to do. So what you would do is either mould that separate section separately, or what they've just chosen to do is just mould the whole bow separately, which is giving you a far better representation of the bow. Saying that, it's still out again because of moulding restrictions. So what I'd like to do is just start quickly this video just by giving you a quick flick through the instructions. And I am having a beer while we're doing this because it's, what is it? It's 11:15 at night, so here in the UK. So just go through the instructions, just have a quick look, make sure you are in the shot. Yes, you are. So I don't think anybody's actually done a full review of this kit online. If you want to see a build of Missouri, go to Midwest Model Shop, go and see Ben's site. He's done a fantastic step-by-step video on building this. I love the way he's done his canning on his hull. I love the way he weathers his models. I just love the way he works. It's really, really nice. And yeah, it's beautiful. The only downside to Ben's videos, for those who are in a rush to see models finished, is from what he says, he works away a lot. So his actual bench time is probably 5% of what he wishes it was. So yeah, the actual videos tend to go on for a long period of time because ship models take forever to build. But if you're watching now, I mean, he's finished Arizona, he's finished Missouri, you can go and binge on it all night with a few cans of beer and really enjoy it. But yeah, go and have a look. So he's done Missouri. I've chosen to do Iowa basically because I like the fact that I can have Iowa camouflaged with the scheme with the kingfishers and stuff on the back. Now the Missouri kit comes with the Bearcats on the back. I like having the kingfishers on the back, and I will model this as a late 44 model with the camouflage side and the blue decks. I'd rather have brown decks, but the only way I can have brown decks is to model it with a complete grey shakedown scheme or a post-war scheme, which means we go back to Bearcats. I want kingfishers on the back of this. So there we go. That's my way of thinking anyway. So there we go. So looking through the instructions, we've got the sprue callouts here. We can see we've got the three-piece hull. We've got all our decking here, superstructure and everything. Typical Trumpeter, all slide molded major components. I'm not going to do a sprue review because, as I say, you can see all this over on Ben's wonderful channel. So we've got all our sprues here. We've got our output shafts there for our propellers, cranes and all that detail going on there. And then we're into more sprues here. We've got some photo etch, which we probably won't use because we'll be using something else. And there we go. We've got the hull, putting the bow parts together, attaching it to the hull, fitting in the actual bulkheads there. Just check you're actually in shot. Yes, you are. Fitting in the bulkheads. And then straight away we're into fitting the deck. Now, I'm kind of tempted with what I'm going to be doing with this. I'm kind of tempted to get this deck in place and maybe temporarily tack it in place with some super glue. I don't know. We're going to cross that bridge when we come to it, but I'm going to take you with me every step of the way because there are individuals out there who want to see this done. Now, the gentleman in America that's helping me out with all these hull profiles and stuff, I'm kind of hoping he's going to be forthcoming and say, you know, you can share this information if you want, Nigel. I really don't mind. He obviously has a very, very deep passion for, I don't know if it's just this ship or if it's for all ships, maybe just US Navy, I don't know. But the work he's doing for me, I am so grateful. And like I say, he shall remain nameless for now, but thank you very much, sir. So going over here, we're adding the bilge keys onto the hull. I'm not sure if this is all correct. I know that this is all out, this is all wrong. That's all going to need modification. I know that I think the hull basically from pretty much midships back is just wrong, so that's all going to be done, and also the bow is all out of shape as well. So here we go, straight away we're into making a load of guns. Oh god, 53. Are they 50 cals or 20 millimeters? I don't know. 53 of them. So you can imagine if you get the Pontos set, there'll be like 76 parts per gun, and there's 53 of them. And then you got 22 of the directors, and then you got whatever these here are. And then we've got loads of these. Oh no, my God, this thing is just guns, guns, guns. And then we're straight into our catapults. I've actually just built the catapults from Photo Etch for the Arizona. So if you want to see that, let me know and I'll do a video. And I've also just built the main crane as well for Arizona. And that's all Photo Etch as well. It's all solder. So you'll like to see that. Here we got splinter shields around sort of gun emplacements. And then we're going into gun emplacements and splinter shields on the stern. So I'm guessing if you're building this, you're going to be getting your hull painted, getting your wooden decking on, which in this case is going to be blue for the model I'm building, and then straight away you start building up and out, and that's what you do with this. You build from the middle up and out, as everyone does with ship models. So another one to watch if you're watching the if you're not watching the model shed. A channel called the Model Shed. Steve's building a model of the hood with the Pontos set, and he's doing, there isn't a bit of it, it's amazing to watch, because he does a video every Friday about 8:30, I think he puts them out. Yeah, you don't get sort of, right then guys, here we are, I've done this week's work, and there we are, look at it finished. It's basically, this is how I did this bit, this is how I did this bit, and it's all there. And fair play to him, because working with Photo Etch on camera is not easy, I can tell you. It is not easy at all. So here we go, we're adding all our ammo boxes and everything on here. We've got our anchor chains going in. We got all these, I'm guessing these are rafts here all around the back. Or dinghies, should I say. Lots and lots of bits and pieces, and I'm going to pretty much stop talking. We've got 2 catapults there going on the back, or on the stern. And then we're into our superstructure. We've got all our portholes with our rig holes over the top. Lovely there. Oxygen bottles going down the side. Or CO2 bottles, whatever was in them, I'm sure somebody will tell me, or it'll be in these books that I've got. More superstructure going on, and then adding more superstructure. This is like Titanic, we're building a superstructure up as a sub-assembly and then adding it to the hull, which is not the way people like to work. And if you watch Model Kit stuff, he's done a review of the Scharnhorst, and you'll see on there, I've also got the Scharnhorst on order. I'll be doing a review of that as soon as it arrives for you. Trumpeter have sort of changed their ways, and they've gone to the way people build models rather than doing all this massive build of sub-assemblies and then it all comes together at the end. So here we go, got some details going in there. I'm not sure what this is. You've got some internal walling there. I'm not sure if that's not going to be a hanger, is it, all the way forward up there? So we shall see as we go. So there we are, more bits and pieces, all these guns going on. Look at all this, oh my God. Make four. Yeah, there's a lot of work in this model, but it is beautiful. I mean, look at the size of the thing. It's almost, I mean, this is an A4 instruction sheet, and it's almost the width of the instruction sheet. These things were a foot per side narrower than the oh God, what's it called now? Somebody will tell me in the comments, I've forgotten. So there we are. Beautiful. And there we go, all this going together now. All this extra detail going on, all these guns. Now we're starting to add railings. Photo Etch railings, Photo Etch railings. And then bang, we put it on the hull. So yeah, that's not really the way you want to be working, guys. The other thing Trumpeter are very guilty of, they never give the deck a camber. And I'm not sure if this ship should have a camber or not. If it should, I think we should put it on there. See if we can modify the superstructure to suit. And then we got our boarding ladders there for our ship's boats, if we want to do it with the anchors down. And then we're adding more and more railings, more ladders, and then we're into our turrets, massive guns. Loads of PE going on them. I think there is an aftermarket set for this from Trumpeter with metal barrels, rather than using the horrible plastic ones. But if I actually end up building this as the model I want to build, I'll do the Pontos, route. And there we go. And we got our 2 little Kingfishers being assembled there. And if you do go for the Pontos, I think you get interior detail for those Kingfishers, which they deserve. And if you don't, if you buy the catapult set for for Arizona from Edard, then you will get 2 lots of Photo Etch for the interiors of those aircraft. So worth remembering, but it's about £25 here in the UK. It's a lot of money just for a couple of tiny little cockpots. And then you got this huge, I can't believe that's one piece. It can't be. That great big railing going all around the side there. So yeah, beautiful. It looks like an exercise in assembling guns, doesn't it? So, right, now we've got the parts here, I can show you. So we've got our separate bow parts there. And as I say, I've done the cleanup on these. So they fit together beautifully. You've got these little support lugs here, which look as though they should have something in them. I think I'll put some plastic rod or something in them before I glue this together, just to give me some extra support when I'm cutting it all about. But yeah, you've got your bow piece there, and you've got a complete bulkhead there at the back. So it's a very, very solid piece with those supports, with that there, and then you've got contact all the way around. So it's going to be nice to work with. Whether I'll work as it as two halves or whether I'll work as it as one piece, I don't know yet. Right, so back, here we go. Just have a look at this. This is the book, Iowa Class Battleships, by Robert F. Sumrall, drawings by Tom Wachowiak. And yeah, this is the book here. Really, really nice book. And I ended up buying this second hand from America because it's so hard to find. And yet, inside here, we've got £30. So it was obviously available in Britain, but I ended up buying this. But just to give you an idea of what kind of book this is, for images and stuff, I mean, there we go, it's looking down into the barbettes. You see there, that's absolutely stunning. And then we've got sort of images of the turrets and all this inside them, and some fantastic colour photos, probably of the later, yes, going to be the later years, because you can see there's a tomahawk. Yes, it is a tomahawk. Blimey, I got it right first time. And here's there we go. But yeah, and there's one being launched there. I don't know if that's Iowa. That is Iowa. There's the Iowa being launched there, and we can see here on the shape of the stem that the kit's not quite right. If we actually look at the stem there, I mean, it's better than most. This is, out of all the Trumpeter 200 scale ships I've seen, that is the nicest looking stem. It's certainly very, very slim, but I think it still needs to be thinned out some more. I think it thins out more in this area here and this area here, but it's certainly not at all bad. So there we go. I'll do a review on this book. If you want to see it, let me know. But it is it's a lovely, lovely book. So I've got the bow all taped together, just some Mr. Hobby masking, 10mm masking tape, and then that is going to slot into here like so. I know a lot of people, when they build these, they actually drill through and pin it and peg it, so that, you know, you're not just relying on a glue joint, because it can be a little weak, I would imagine. So we'll turn the old girl over, and the first thing I'm going to do is push that together tight and get a piece of tape in there, and then lift it up. Yes, it doesn't want to stay tightly together, so I've got to measure it up. The gentleman in the USA has asked me to get the measurements, you know, obviously length, width, height sort of thing, from the kit hull, which I'm doing during this video. So I think you'll be watching, sir, so hello, thank you very much for all your amazing help. And as I say, hopefully you will allow me to disclose who you are and offer your assistance to others. So there we go. That's the hull together, and we can see she's a big old girl. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure the overall length. Now I'm going to do this in inches and millimeters, because the gentleman concerned, being from the US, prefers to work in inches. Now, I'm not pulling the tape measure tight because I don't want to, but it's I'd say that's 53¼ inches, sir. And if I pull the tape measure just to one side here, it's 1,350. 1,353, 1,352.5, 1,353 millimeters. So that's the overall length at deck level, and I'm just pulling the tape measure just to kind of straighten out. I'm not pulling it too tight because I'm worried that I'll lift the bow and that'll give us a false reading. So that's the measurement there. And then the actual width of the hull, this area here looks to be pretty parallel. I've got a feeling it should widen out here, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I will grab a pen and I will make a mark at a certain point, and I will tell you the dimensions of the hull at those points. So at 2 feet, 3 feet, there we go. So that's going to be pretty good, right? So at 2 feet, the width of the hull is 6 3/8, just under 6 3/8, and in metric it is 156.5. And at 3 feet it is just under 6 1/4 and 158.5 millimeters. So there we go. Now he has also asked for the height of the hull from the baseline. Now the baseline is the bottom of the hull. Problem is, I don't know if they've got the bottom totally flat. I know there's a couple of sprue nibs in there, so this will be slightly off, I'm afraid, sir, but I will give you the dimensions anyway. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put a rule across there, and then I'm going to measure to the rule. So at the 2 foot point, it is 3 and what's that? 3 3/8, pretty much. And then at the 3 foot point, it is 3 and 5/16. Okay, and then on the bow, I'm going to have to push this down. It is 4. Oh, what's that? 4 and 3/16. 4 and 3/16 roughly. So there you go. Oh, and at the stern, we wanted the actual height at the stern as well. So I have to move my mat over so I can get the back end to go down. Let's get this mat out of the way. Those are level there, so that's no problem. And the height there is 3. It's exactly 3 and 3/8. So that's the dimensions of the plastic hull. If you need any more dimensions, sir, then let me know. So looking at this, we can see that there is an issue with the shape here. It's not pointy enough in this area, and you've also got the gun emplacement on the bow, which is also out of shape. If you follow Aussie Trekker, you'll see he's done some work on this and then seems to have given up. But the actual kit part is way out, and this is also way out. You need to be careful if you've got Iowa, whatever, or Missouri, or you build in New Jersey. They kept changing that. They actually launched pre-commissioning. They launched without anything on there at all, and then there was a gun emplacement added here, and it kind of changed, and they changed each individual ship at different times. So you need to look at the actual period you're modeling the ship. And I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. This is just stuff I've learned from since I've started looking at this, and some of the guys over on the ship model forums have been really helpful with information. And yeah, if you look at Missouri today, she's kind of flush here. The gun emplacement's kind of, the hull comes up and it's kind of flush. If you look at Iowa today, it's got a definite step out. So it kind of, the hull comes up and then there's a definite step out to the wider gun emplacement. So that's worth remembering. So I've looked at lots of models and realised that there's lots of models out there that aren't quite right because they got that wrong. So there we go. The biggest error by far with this model is the stern, and it is terrible. This area here, from sort of here back, this is terrible. As you will see when I start to do some reviews and show you what's coming my way with profiles and stuff, but this, no, it's just not right, not at all. This, it's more like a racing yacht, sailboat, isn't it? If you took away these keels, then it's more like the shape of a racing yacht, and it's not. It kind of comes along and it's stepped, and this area here is definitely more flat than it is shown here. These are, I think these are wider, and I got a feeling they taper out more than they do here. So yeah, this is not all it's cracked up to be. So there's a lot of work to go into this area here, a hell of a lot of work, and that is exactly why I bought this, because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to play with that area there. So there we go, guys. Not really too much else to say. The other thing I want to do is just, while we're here, is just make sure that we get this all on video and that I've got something to refer to, and so that you guys, when you see me do this, you can look back and see what I've actually done. So if I just pull the hull underneath the camera, and then you'll see it all there, and then there's going to be a wall in the way. There we go. So once again, as Titanic, I've got to move the camera over. So there's the bow. I got a feeling this should be straighter and then come out more of a Coke bottle shape. So there's the bow, and then look at it from the side profile. Again, get the camera moving. There's your bow. I think this area here is has got some issues. I'm not sure if that should be straight out. I know I'm thinking of Scharnhorst, aren't I? Scharnhorst has got the bow like this, whereas on the kit, whereas in reality it just goes straight out. So yeah, this area here is where we're going to start our measurements from. This is the waterline area. I'm not sure if we should have all those indents in there, but yeah, going across, you can see we've got some sink marks in here from the moulding. We've got large sink marks in the hull vertically. We've got some porthole positions, but I'm not sure they're all going to be right, because I'm not sure if this hull was for, it says Iowa class in the moulding, but I don't know if they made Missouri or Iowa first, and there could well be differences in portholes and stuff. So if you're a rivet counter like I am, it's worth looking into it. And there we go, coming across like that, and you can see here, this is the area that's suspect. If you did watch Aussie Trekkie's videos on this, you'll see that he talked about moving this up quite a way and then realised he was in error. I'm not sure if this needs moving up at all. If it does, I will cut it in sections and I will move it up. That's how it goes, and then concentrate on the shape afterwards. But yeah, really looking forward to doing this one. This is such a major cut up. It's just going to be, there's going to be all sorts of framework in here to support it all. No, I'm not going to 3D print anything. No, I'm not going to resin mold anything. And no, I'm not going to scratch build a hull. Okay, I am not going to scratch build a hull. I don't want to scratch build a hull. I want to modify the Trumpeter hull. So all those that are there saying, why don't you just scratch build a hull? No, I don't want to. Right, so it's the same as saying, why don't you just go and buy a new car instead of buying a classic? I want to do it this way. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little look into this model. Here's the bow again, internally. And yes, I love the way they've engineered this. That's really nice. It's really strong. Perfect for RC modelers, because you've got a nice strong bow to ram things. So there we are. And there's the stern internally there. So as I say, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon with another video. Don't worry, I haven't given up on the Titanic, not at all. I am currently working on the propeller shafts, stern tubes, whatever you want to call them. And obviously there's a hell of a lot of work, hell of a lot of sprue goo, so it's very, very slow, because obviously 24 hours for the sprue goo to dry equals 5 minutes of video, so it's a bit slow getting a video together. But I may just chuck something together tomorrow, so you end up with a short video to watch. Anyway, I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Happy modelling. Stay safe. Do as your government tells you, and go and buy one of these. Oh, by the way, it's worth searching around. I got this on eBay. It was on auction from a model shop in Germany. People are paying over £300 for this kit, and I got it for 178, I think it was. I think it was €200, and on an auction. So I took my chance on getting outbid, and I didn't. So yeah, so I saved £100 on this easily. So happy with that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.